It wasn't another deep-sea scan, it was a digital resuscitation. When powerful AI scanned the Titanic wreck with full-scale 3D photogrammetry, analysts anticipated clearer images. Instead, they found concealed compartments, anomalous structural gaps, and suddenly exposed artifacts, information lost to shadows and deterioration. Those revelations pose sharp questions. Why were they never recorded previously? What lay buried more than a century under the Atlantic? This revolutionary scan could provide fresh insights into the sinking of the Titanic. See with us what the AI uncovered, and why it is revolutionizing our knowledge of the disaster. Since more than a century ago, the RMS Titanic has lain in the dark nothingness of the North Atlantic, its broken hull 12,500 feet beneath the sea level. Since its discovery in 1985, countless expeditions have attempted to piece together what happened on that fateful night in April 1912. Yet for all the documentaries, sonar maps, and underwater photos, the wreck remained a ghostly outline, haunting, fragmented, and full of unanswered questions. Visibility was poor, access was limited, and the technology just wasn't capable of capturing the full picture. Until now. In 2023, a collaboration between British deep-sea mapping firm Magellan and TV producer Atlantic Productions initiated what would be the most extensive underwater scanning exercise ever undertaken. Their mission wasn't to simply capture the Titanic yet again, it was to electronically bring it back to life. From submersibles, 200 hours of dive time, and over 700,000 high-res photos, they produced a full 3D scan of the entire wreck and debris field. This was not artistic interpretation or a hypothetical model. This was a millimeter-perfect, life-size scan of the actual Titanic, down to every rivet, tile, and fallen railing. For the first time in history, scientists were able to see the ship whole, as if the ocean had been drained and they were strolling through its wreckage. The operation's size was staggering. Cameras had to navigate the broken halves of the ship, nearly 2,600 feet apart on the ocean floor, while mapping the massive debris field scattered in between. In the past, these areas were studied in fragments. Now, they were digitally reassembled with breathtaking clarity. It is not only the technology that makes it revolutionary but what it exposed. All previous expeditions could only reveal what human divers could view or what sonar could vaguely detect. AI photogrammetric reconstruction made possible the recreation of both those parts of the Titanic that could be seen and those invisible to human perception. Impossible angle examination was now possible for the collapsed bow section. The destroyed stern was suddenly one's own. Whole rooms, staircases, and hallways began forming in ways that were never visible before. Contrary to expectations, the AI scan has also revealed previously unknown structural features that were not recorded, not accessible, or buried by sediments. Sealed compartments, isolated pieces of debris located far from the ship's main break, and hull structure anomalies are raising questions over how this ship has been torn apart. For decades, Titanic experts have argued that the ship fractured unevenly under ocean stresses, with jagged breaks at the keel. But as the scan findings demonstrate now, a portion appears to have failed brutally in extremely clean, geometric fashion, perhaps leaving questions regarding the character of the break itself. Whether it actually broke up under stress and defective rivets, or whether some outside forces, like explosions, shifting of the structure, or en route, contributed to the breaking away. It's not only the transparency of the wreck that is fascinating, it's the human touch. The AI has preserved frozen objects from human life, shoes, combs, unopened cans, and dishes still neatly piled. In one location, the scan has identified what is quite likely an immaculately preserved hat, where it rested for over a century. These are not artifacts in the conventional sense. These are hints. Aspects of actual lives, actual narratives, now at last made visible. This scan is not merely a scientific feat, it was a digital resurrection. It allows us to view the Titanic not merely as a shipwreck, but as a living structure caught in between tragedy. And yet, despite all we've uncovered, the most stunning revelations were yet to come. Because when AI began analyzing the scan's data, it found something no one expected. What the AI detected were patterns, geometric irregularities and contradictions in damaged location that did not conform to the long-held tale of the sinking. A number of bulkheads had symmetrical breaches, and some deck levels seemed to have imploded in a manner that suggested internal blasts, not pressure-driven failure. More perplexing was the finding of debris located far from the wreck site to fit the physics of the sinking vessel. Was there a possibility of onboard explosion or secondary event following the iceberg collision? One of the most contentious revelations is an uncharted section close to the ship's rear, which AI would indicate might have been a sealed cargo compartment. Early manifests had hinted at the shipment of sensitive goods, potentially even experimental equipment or cargo not documented in public records. If true, this would not only change our understanding of the Titanic tragedy but also its mission and what was really at risk on that ill-fated trip. More research uncovered something even more remarkable. The AI detected an unusual, repetitive shape in the computer model along the boiler room section. Rendered 3D, it looked like an intentional structural adjustment, something that isn't included in the Titanic blueprints. Experts now theorize this may have been a covert retrofit, maybe to strengthen a weak spot or, more speculatively, to fit in unseen cargo. But why wasn't it noted anywhere? With every discovery, the Titanic mystery only grows. The AI has not only discovered more about why the ship sank, but has posed chilling questions about how. What if there was more to the iceberg than meets the eye? What if human mistake, concealment, or even sabotage contributed more to its sinking than we ever suspected? These digital discoveries don't just reprise the chronology of a sea disaster, they challenge us to reimagine the human narrative behind it. As the complete data set remains to be researched, one thing is certain, the Titanic has secrets left to share. And with AI at hand, we are finally listening.